In this lesson, we're going to add textures to our house. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead to the Material Editor, select Material Editor, and you want to select Get Material. Now this is the materials inside your computer within 3dsMax. There's a couple options here. I will try to put a link onto the server so you can go ahead and find materials and it'll automatically do it. If for some reason you can't find it, go to the Material Libraries, go to Open, and you'll want to look for a link. If you can't find a link for whatever reason, go find it in your computer. You will type C:// and we're going to type program files. If you want to go ahead and push open and find the program files, then you're going to go ahead and type in AutoCAD, locate AutoCAD, Autodesk. And we're going to go ahead and find 3dsMax, and we're going to go to Material Libraries, and I suggest that you experiment with a lot of these. There's great materials in here. I'm going to go ahead though and use the materials. There's doors and materials. So I want to go ahead and select the materials, thermal and moisture, and once I get that loaded, I can look at it in different views, and you want to read what it says. I want to go ahead and, for example, let's do we can do a side paneling. There's roof material. And what you want to do is drag it and put it on your own material editor. That way you won't have to go find it again. And you can go ahead and select some shingles. And let's go ahead and find some stone. Or whatever you want to find here. Alright, so what you want to do is, I did a very quick job on this. Let's just say we're selecting this weather diffuse. I'm not really sure what this is. So what I can do, if you notice the real world scale, doesn't seem to be close to anything here. So this should be at 100. Now I can see it right now in my preview screen. You can select it as a square if that helps you. And what you can do is go ahead and drop it. I'm going to drop it on this wall. Now you must select the Show Map and Viewport. Alright. Now if I see that there's no pattern on here, if you notice here that the tiling is at 1.0, it is usually best if you go to 100%. 100. And just see how it looks, and you really need to just experiment with this. Now for some reason this appears to be in metric, so that may make this even more difficult. Alright, so let's find this. Alright, where are we here? Select sky and hill, something like that. Go to images, search, and then you can just simply drop it in the background if you want. First thing you want to do is open it up. Now, the thing you're going to want to do though is you want to save it. It's not letting me open it up. You want to open up the image and save it to your drive where the 3dsMax file is. Otherwise, it won't know how to open it, and it'll forever look for it. So I can preview it just by dropping in the background, but it's really important that I go ahead and right-click and save picture as, and put that in the same file where my 3dsMax file is. Okay, and you can see I've created a background here. Actually, that turned out pretty well, all things considered. Whoopsie. Okay, and then I can do a rendering, a quick little rendering. And if you want a bigger rendering, I really should be doing this from my larger size render. Okay, so then you can experiment based on this. And that is the end of the exercise on adding materials. Now for some reason I do notice though, however, that I'm not seeing brick on this, which is a little disconcerting considering that we applied that in Revit. So if I was going to find a brick, go ahead, materials, open, and here's architectural materials. Let's go ahead and open. Let's go ahead and try the 3dsMax. I do see some bricks here. Bricks 1. Drag it over. And let's go ahead and apply it. Now remember, you must have this show map and viewport for this to work. Alright, and I can see that doesn't quite look right, so again, I can modify the brick. Now your settings may be different than mine, so you're gonna just want to see what works best for you. Okay, and 2 for this seems to work here. So I would go ahead and put the brick on all the walls. Okay, so I think you guys understand what we're doing here. And then do a walkthrough. You can also do the interior walls. You can do wallpaper. Okay, and you have furnishing. There's all sorts of great material here. You can apply the furnishing onto couches. So just play around with it and then put it to your furniture and put it on the walls and find wallpaper. So the finishes, if you go down to the bottom, you'll see some vertical stripes. And just play around with it and apply it to the walls. Okay, so I found that it works. Go ahead and put on my interior. The only thing you have to be careful is sometimes this will go on the outside of your house also, so you need to be very careful with that. And that's the end of the exercise.